Hello. Welcome back to Of the Devil. I'm Talia Trevere. I've got Cokie with me too.
Yo, 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 it's Cociyo!
Yeah, and yeah, let's get back into it. So when we last left off, we were just about to potentially meet our client. So let's get into it. One thing that I did note after the stream was actually, I think if we just like go in here and we can see the menu. Oh, also I forgot I did this with the mouse. Let me go get my mouse back. Yeah, the fact that it mentioned that his oops, mouse is plugged into the wrong thing. It mentioned that the confession supposedly was barely legible. I think it's probably because he was writing it with his non-dominant hand. And we're going to use that to prove that the missing robo hand was his dominant one.
Right, and I think that will also come into play when it comes to, like, this guy, like, didn't miss or whatever. Like, he can barely write, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That, like, he couldn't have shot that perfectly if he was using his non-dominant hand. Alright, what's your joke theory, Luke? Also, I can't seem to... Oops. Yeah, there we go. I wanted to... Our evidence. What do we actually... Oh, so there's some updated stuff. Yeah, handwritten in barely legible script.
I actually didn't even catch that because everything's digital, so I didn't realize that it was a scramble.
It's the cover-up, but not about the actual crimes. Next Heartbreak Killer is just covering up their bad shot. We find out there's dozens of bullet holes at each crime scene the police just didn't notice. Amazing.
There appears to be holes in your cases.
Okay, we've got the prosthetic limb. And what do we have about the revolver? Yeah, so it's like super old school. I like that the numbers aren't 100%. Like, there's some chance.
That 0.03%.
Yep. You didn't miss anything, Batman. We literally just started. We were just reviewing some of the new evidence a little bit. Okay. Well, let's meet this guy. Is he our guy?
He's not as scary as I thought he was gonna be. He's kind of cute.
It's depressing as hell in here. Yeah. I love the bright pink eyes. That's definitely a vibe. I need to liven this place up. I guess you should probably be this guy?
Yeah. I wonder what his affect is gonna be, though.
Right? What?
I wonder what his overall affect and demeanor is gonna be.
Yeah. We don't really know this guy yet. I hope you don't mind if I get comfortable. We've got a lot to cover. This shouldn't take all night.
What are you... Look, I already told your people I didn't.
I'm not a cop, Carlos. The furthest thing from it. I'm a lawyer. Your lawyer, in fact. And I'm here to help you.
It's a little bit flat. Yeah, well... They said that too. All of them did. back there, in here, repeating it the whole ride over. They said they were going to help me, that they knew this was all a mistake. Then they said I killed.
Oh.
Acting like they were on my side. They thought that I could have. Had I.
It's not their job to help you, Carlos. But it is mine. And I'm here now. He's still in shock. I need more information. But if I approach this the wrong way, he'll just clam up even more. I'm sure you're exhausted. It's probably difficult to think, let alone speak. But I'd like you to try and answer a few questions.
The police already.
They questioned you, I'm sure. But they were treating you as a suspect, not as a client.
Okay. So what do you want to know?
But these are all, like, go forward. I feel like I want to know more about him first. Let's start simple. Something mundane, grounded, rote. I'd like to know a bit more about you first, Carlos. Something like... Well, what line of work are you in?
I'm with City Engineering. Or I was. Or I should.
As I thought. Police must be convinced he mapped the optics blackouts using data he stole from work.
My arm, I got slotted for the job. I got it slotted for the job. And,
Carlos, I'm gonna need more than that. So what do I know? He works in city engineering, not a desk job. Ray said he was modded for work. And that arm must be in custody at the moment. But based on his shoulder, it'd have to be pretty... utilitarian? Probably.
yeah.
I think you can see some, like, metal, like, attachments sticking out.
I'm thinking like it's just like pure industrial, you know?
Utilitarian, yeah. He doesn't strike me as the type who's enamored with the aesthetics of modding. The young and the restless and the rich, swapping in neon and chrome limbs because they like the way it looks. Or the way it makes other people start looking at them.
The RGB of the future.
Yep. No. He's pragmatic, grounded, and very unlucky. In which case, I should be too. You know, my brother wanted to mod. He has a brother.
Really?
Really? I don't even have a brother, of course. He had everything planned out. A whole career path of promotions and bonuses, and the upgrades they'd afford him. Then came his 18th birthday present. Test results politely informing him that he's not a viable candidate.
That sucks.
I think he felt relieved, actually. Seemed like if it was a weight off his chest. Like he was glad that he didn't have to choose. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think it does. I always figured that if I'd start at all, I'd start small. A hand or an eye. Test the water.
I get the fluffy. Little fluffy armrest.
Never thought about lobbing my whole damn arm off, but the recruiter was...
Oof, yeah, that's...
enthusiastic. He said because of the NCDA, there was a financial aid and resources. Of course, that got shit canned. So now me and every other modder is royally screwed. Couldn't even let me keep the tax credit.
The new Citizens with Disabilities Act was amended, not repealed. But I doubt he'd appreciate the distinction at the moment.
I work the tighter spaces, the high voltage environments, mostly canopy upkeep. Typical stuff for modders, you know.
He's speaking freely now. Don't need to do much more than repeat his words back to him to keep him talking. The right word choice here or there can still make a difference. You work on the canopy? You must be... This one's green, or blue,
I assume
teal,
because we
whatever.
picked up the
Yeah, this seems
newspaper
like
and we read
something
about the
special.
canopy.
I feel like we have to go with the special option. I don't know what's best necessarily.
God, I feel like the game is taunting us with these kinds of things, like pick it, watch you screw up somehow.
Yeah, well, let's try it. You must be under a lot of pressure now that the subways are cordoned off.
Damn straight, this crap with Long. Once word got out the case against him was real, every desk job in the chain became terrified of their own shadow. All of them convinced that internal affairs is gonna come knocking if they misplace so much as a paperclip. Everything by the book means no room for compromise, no room for problem solving.
No room for engineering?
Yeah. And no patience for screw-ups.
He's trying very hard not to look at his shoulder. Did we know why he, like, damaged his arm? It seems like, at the time he had sent it in for some kind of repairs, but do we know what happened to it?
No, I
we
think
never got that clarified. Well, I think we're about to find out.
I think we were kind of tying it with... Yeah, I think we were going to tie it with something that was already broken in the apartment, but we don't really know what happened.
The arm was already... Well, it was already broken previously to the incident.
Right.
Why aren't you wearing your prosthetic right now, Carlos?
Yeah, that. Rejection issues. Started last month.
Okay, so the medicine is definitely his.
A lot of sleepless nights.
Rejection? Did the therapy not take? Not therapy. Okay. Okay.
It's not like that. I wasn't oozing puss out of my sockets or anything. Oh.
Then, do these rejection issues have anything to do with your scars?
Not in the way you're thinking. I'm right-handed.
Hmm.
Bingo.
So those cuts on his face are just from shaving?
Never thought this would go so long. I'd have to relearn how to do everything. I mean, the problem started small, trembling, but then spasms. Just oversensitivity, they said. An easy fix.
If the problem got bigger.
Couldn't let it get that far. Need to be able to trust your own hands when you're on the job site. Drop a cutter at the wrong moment and...
Yeah.
people could get hurt. So I sat down, made an appointment, turned in my arm. And watched my case get placed at the back of the damn line.
Where did you turn it in?
Some mass turnaround chop shop with a waiting list, like you wouldn't.
It doesn't sound like you're a happy customer.
Hell no. I found a dozen other clinics with shorter wait times. But as long as I'm renting and not owning...
And the manufacturer decides where your arm gets maintenance.
And that's why I'm sitting here with this expensive-ass stump for a shoulder. Haven't been able to work in weeks.
Oh man, the whole situation is so rough.
Bosses were generous enough to say my position might still be there when I have 2 working arms again.
You couldn't buy or rent a replacement yourself, just in the meantime?
I serve at the pleasure of the state. And they've got exclusivity contracts with Hindi, all locked up white knuckle tight.
Hindi? How Industries? Alright, we gotta know what that is. Okay, yeah. As I recall, he's registered with one of their Habilis models.
If I took one step on site with uninsured tack, forget the fines, I'd lose the down payment and my arm. And I'd never work for this city again. If this was last quarter, maybe I could have worked something out with management, but... like I said, no one's sticking out their neck anymore for anyone now with lungs. Wait, now that lungs in teapot shit.
You mentioned discomfort. Are you in pain?
Pain will come and go. It's the itches that'll kill you. And the phantoms come pretty fast when I don't have anything. I like that they include all that, the realism of what happens when you actually chop things off.
Yeah. Phantom visions. Oof. Is my arm haunted?
Arm shaped, attached to me.
Didn't they give you something to... well, wear in the meantime? It's something Nothing clinics lend out for cases like this.
What they gave me is a dead weight, 3-jointed, landfill-baited piece of shit. Sorry, it's a very shitty feeling having a part of your body that you know they cut corners on. It fits, it's compatible, technically. I can slot it in and feel on balance again. But the fingers don't even bend, and the quick twitch motors are way off. It's like walking around with your arm asleep or dead.
This whole thing just feels like too real. It's like if we lived in a society with this kind of technology, this is exactly how shit would work. I'm already just so frustrated for him. What?
Like when say someone who needs a specific prosthetic or a wheelchair can't get something and they have to just kind of work around.
Yeah. This is rough. We do actually. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess these specific kinds of body modifications and prosthetics aren't as widespread in our world as they are here. I guess in our world they're typically used for, like, you know, actual disabilities when someone like loses a limb. But here they literally like chopped his arm off to do this shit. And then they're making his life hell for it.
Yeah, it's like if a job kept you for hours and hours and they don't feed you, it's like you're obligated to be there. You should be accommodating.
There's a woman whose anti-seizure implant was repossessed when the company went under. Holy shit. Wow.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's fucked up. And so, were you wearing it when... I feel like this is definitely the kind of safer option. Like, this might set him off. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would be really dumb if we answered with "you were arrested," because he's clearly here and he doesn't have it, you know? I don't know. I definitely interpreted this as asking the exact same question, but in different words. But you're right that there is technically a difference between when she died and when she was arrested. Like, we're gonna have to get to her death eventually. But for the time being, I think we can go with this one.
Sure, I guess we can still avoid the massive elephant in the room.
Yeah, because, like, we're still talking about the arm for now. Let's try that.
I hear the click.
What click?
I heard you were trying to, like, click the button or something.
Oh, no, I think this is just, like, clicking noises in the soundtrack. Were you wearing it when you were arrested?
No, I wasn't. But I'm pretty sure I saw the police bagging it as evidence, so... Can't have gone too far.
Detective Reyes was being quite literal about how he was found. He had the victim's blood on his left arm only, because at the time in question, he didn't even have a right. No inconsistencies in the story so far, and he's opened up about as well as can be expected. But this has all just been a warm-up for the both of us. Now comes the delicate part. Carlos and the victim were romantically involved. How long did you two know each other?
Right. I've known her since college. We shared a few classes, some mutual friends. Always got along. Eventually we just got together at some point. Guess I never actually asked her out the real formal way. Sounds pretty cowardly saying that out loud. Diane, she was in genetics, focused on her studies in agriculture.
It always takes them a few tries to get used to using past tense.
Just finished her post-grad work this year. Got hired right out of the gate. Practically headhunted. Do you believe that? Practically headhunted.
I think he's jealous to some extent.
Of course she was. Any company'd be lucky to have her, unlike... It was a real-ass job. Paid real-ass money, too.
So her career was starting to pan out. Red as yours had fallen into the mother of all slumps. Where was she hired?
Pedigree? No. Perigee Laboratories. I say that like the name matters. The whole setup's under Harco umbrella.
That doesn't narrow it down. The Harvest Corporation grows 1/3 of the soybeans and corn in the entire country. One client that size, the lab wouldn't need any others. Now, no corporation earns the mega prefix without a little throat cutting, but Harco is about as tame as big business can get. Predictable like the seasons. No one's gonna buy that they had some lab tech murdered because of corporate greed. Had she adjusted well to her new job?
Yeah, they loved having her there.
She never mentioned arguments or disputes? Corporate politics getting rough?
I don't think so. Not like I've been a good listener lately.
I feel so bad for this guy. He's going through all the shit.
But I never got the impression that she... Look, no one I know could do this to her. And there's nothing she could have done that would deserve... What happened to her?
It was a long shot, hoping for a disgruntled character from her past to shift blame onto. But with no other suspects, I can't just reshuffle the detective's suspicions. I'll have to prove their argument entirely, or disprove their argument entirely. Thank you, Carlos. That was very helpful.
It was?
Now I'd like you to try and tell me whatever you can about what happened tonight.
Oh.
Start at the beginning, and take your time. The details are important.
All right, Miss, didn't even get her name.
Morgan. This might... I feel like my capture card audio might be off again. Let's just restart that. Hope that's better.
I'll try, Morgan.
When you're ready.
We were arguing. We've been arguing a lot lately. Arguing about stupid stuff. I haven't been working, haven't been making money. haven't been pulling my weight. I was mad at myself, but more than that, I was jealous of her. Jealous over nothing. Jealous over goddamn money.
Reports say you were arguing about around 8 p.m.
8? Yeah, must have been when we started. We got into it and I said a lot of things that I shouldn't have. And I said one thing I really, really shouldn't have. I crossed the line and we both knew it, so I left.
You left?
Yeah, walked right out the front door. Thought some fresh air might help me cool off. Help me figure out what to say to make it up to her. Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah.
Of course, the air wasn't fresh, just humid, thick like mud. I was pissing away time. Diana was...
Did you bring your phone with you? Or any other electronics?
No. No, I kind of stormed off. I didn't even take my key fobs. Didn't even lock the door behind me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
With optics down, traffic and street level cameras won't help him. That leaves... Did you go through a checkpoint or talk to anyone with modded eyes? Did you buy anything? Cash or credit?
No, not even a vending machine.
Not even a damn vending machine, huh? I may have met my match. How could anyone be this unlucky? That's quite unfortunate.
I just wanted quiet at the time. Wanted to wallow in it, really. Sorry if I don't have all the details straight. My head is... But if my exact route would help, the cams probably... What? What is it? Oh my god, he doesn't realize how unlucky he is.
Poor guy. This is awful.
No. Who's gonna be the one to tell him? Optics was what? Can that even happen?
Poor dude. Oh my god.
Dude.
And there's no other proof that you were out at the time Diane was killed.
Oh my god, he's...
Meaning you've got no alibi. Oh god.
This can't be. Listen, I didn't do this. I couldn't.
Carlos, you're the one person you don't have to try and convince. After all, I'm your lawyer. So let's just get it all out there and see what we've got to work with. Are we gonna have a client that doesn't lie to us? Holy shit, Ace Attorney
Right.
could never. I guess we'll see, though. We'll see. Now, you said you left to clear your head. So what made you come back?
I came back because I heard a noise. A loud noise. Didn't know what it was. But it was loud, and it scared me. And it came from the direction of our apartment. I was walking back at first. But at some point, I must have started running because when I got back, I was so out of breath.
The unfortunate guy accused of killing his girlfriend tutorial level. Yeah.
And when I saw that the door was open, something dropped in my chest, and my lungs wouldn't.
You live on the first floor, right?
I was actually gonna bring up Larry Butts too. The spectrum with Butts on one end and Carlos flat on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, first floor apartment, street facing entrance. We were proud of that when we first moved in. Like it was some kind of big deal. Street level apartment is very big deal. From the hallway, I saw her, but I didn't realize.
She would have already been dead at the time, so... You see her lying on the floor? I feel like he would have realized something if he saw her lying on the floor. Or was she, like, propped up somehow, so... He thought she was just standing there.
I never thought she was... The lights were off. The whole room was a mess. I thought we had been robbed, or she had fallen, or... There was broken glass, furniture knocked over. And she was... I called her name, and she didn't move. I checked her pulse and she was still warm. Her blood was warm. And I saw...
The gun.
The...
Did you pick up the gun?
It looks so heavy, but I thought it had to be fake, right? Okay, that's actually pretty realistic. Because I didn't want it to be real.
Is that why you picked it up?
What? Picked it up?
Did he actually not pick it up? Was he actually smart? I would be impressed if that was the case.
I didn't touch the thing. Wait, but then how...
Claps for Carlos. That does raise the question of why his fingerprints are on it.
I didn't shoot her, damn it! He's getting defensive again.
Doing what I do, you hear a lot of lies. White lies, blatant lies, hasty lies. Bad lies especially. For me, it's always been easy to spot a lie. But it can be hard to know what to do about it.
Oh, is he lying?
I mean, if I had to guess, I would say he's lying about not touching the gun. I have all the proof I need in my files, but he's nervous and defensive. None of this works if he doesn't trust me. Okay. Let's notice that you don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You did touch the gun, Carlos. That's just a fact, and we know because, well, obviously. It's a fact that your fingerprints are on that gun.
What? But I didn't do this. I didn't.
We're not saying that you did it. We're saying you touched the gun.
I wasn't thinking. I was just...
Carlos, all I'm saying is that you picked it up. That's all.
Would you believe me if I said I didn't realize it was a gun?
Well, you did say you thought it was fake at first. I could believe that.
Client who doesn't lie to us rescinded.
Yeah, no claps for Carlos, yeah. That explains how his prints got on the gun. But not in a way that would satisfy the police. Still, if all he did was hold the gun...
So stupid. I know what a gun looks like.
Though to be fair, his idea of what a gun looks like might be different from that, like, super outdated gun. I was going to say we should check.
Them.
We should check where the fingerprints are because it might not be consistent with shooting it.
But seeing it in my own home, right in front of me?
You were in shock, Carlos. You still are.
The police came in sometime after that. I don't remember much of what they said. Things started moving fast. It all seemed like... the rest of my night went, probably the way you'd expect.
Carlos, you admit to having a verbal argument with Diane, but you said you were surprised to see the room trashed when you got back. To clarify, you're saying that you two never had a physical fight?
What? Physical? We never fought. Like that? Did the police say we did?
They assumed as much. Which means they also assumed the room was disheveled well before the shooting occurred. Well, we did see that there was stuff on top of her body. So it must have been broken after she was dead. Considering what Carlos has told me, what else did they assume?
What is it?
I'd like you to take a look at something for me. The crime scene.
Oh?
It's an AR module built from data taken as the police entered, so...
Right, it's just that...
It's just data, Carlos. No grisly details.
Okay. Let me see it.
Take your time.
All right, I think I got it.
That's how the police found things. Now close your eyes and think back to how the room looked when you left. Try and focus on what's out of place.
All right.
Take notes. You just say whatever comes to mind.
I don't remember exactly where everything was. But, well, the mirror was upright, of course. And the clock was still on the wall. The chair got knocked over at some point, and the bed got tossed, the cushions torn.
Morgan about to traumatize your client. It's just data, you silly goose. LOL. Yeah, that's definitely her vibe. I wonder if the cushions are torn for a reason. Like, they could have just gotten
It's weird because
damaged while being thrown around or something, but it seems like that wouldn't happen that easily.
I don't know. This feels almost copycat-like for something. I don't know.
Yeah, like, why would they... If they killed her with a single bullet to the heart, why the motion? is it some kind of like setup? Did they just want to, you know, well, frame Carlos essentially, make it look like a domestic dispute?
It doesn't make a lot of sense because, like, the MO is that they get shot in the heart, but there's never any mention of other cases being similar with, like, the dishevelment and yada yada.
No.
They thought that's probably why they thought that the room was messed up before they even got there. And the urn fell. Other than that, no, sorry. That's all that stands out to me.
Was there something else that he was thinking of? I see. Like so? Beautiful. It's a work of art. What's wrong? Something out of place? Carlos, you need to trust your instinct. If anything seems off, don't be afraid to speak up.
I
love the like sparkles. They just give her this air of confidence.
So proud. Crime recreation is my passion.
Yep.
I guess I just assumed your notes would be making edits to the AR.
She's like, what? My art isn't good enough for you? What is that? They like bonked her on the head just now. Well, I suppose that works too. No, is she gonna update it now?
Sorry, I didn't mean. I think your drawing was pretty good considering.
I'd like to change the subject now, Carlos. She's so offended.
Right.
Let's talk about the letter that was found on your desk.
Letter? What do you mean?
I mean, this letter here. Do you recognize it? Because the police are calling it a confession.
A confession? But this is just a note to self.
It didn't seem like it was to himself. It seemed like it was to her. Pardon?
Look, when we fight, I
was
lose
it
my
like
temper.
a script for his apology?
Uh-huh. Say things I don't mean to. So this morning, I tried writing things down so I'd have a script to stick to. So I could apologize to her instead of just fighting with her.
Carlos, you say in the note that you hurt them?
That's... I broke her fidget tubbies.
What are those? Her
What are those?
Her what?
Her fidget tubbies.
Look at them.
Oh my god, it's the Labubu of the future.
Oh god.
These are collectibles, ceramic character things.
Killed her
It really
Labubus. Oh
is.
god. Not the Labubus.
they're supposed to be like tactile. You use them as paperweights or conversation starters. They're so cute though.
Starters.
She loved those little things. They're not worth a damn. You can buy them at any flea market or garage sale, but they meant a lot to her. And I broke them. I mean, I was pissy at the time, but that goddamn piece of shit rental arm, I hardly know where I'm swinging it half the time. Oh no, it was an accident!
Yeah, my game audio's totally off. The, like, the text clicks and the sound effects are, like, several seconds delayed. What the heck is going on? I'm gonna restart the capture card again. Sorry about that.
We're tripping on the crumbs.
There we go. Now it seems to be in sync. Yeah, there we go.
I got so angry, I just ripped it off and tossed it in my room, that cheap, dusty, worthless...
Okay, let's say he did break her frigid duckies with his replacement arm. What does that change? The fact that that's not a confession? Nothing at the moment. There's not enough detail in the note for me to prove what his intent was when he sat down to write it. But if the police insist on claiming it's a confession for the heartbreak killings anyway...
Couldn't even bother to sweep them up. I felt so...
I wonder if that's the mysterious debris?
That sounds like it.
All right, Carlos. Thanks for answering my questions. Now I'm going to call the police back in here, and I'm going to get this cleared up for you.
What? That's it?
I mean, I think we're still gonna have to take this to court, but... that's it.
Okay.
Although, before I do that, I do have to ask... what do you know about the heartbreak killer? Oof. That
Heartbreak.
changed
I love that
the
effect. That
atmosphere.
cut in is so good.
Yeah.
You mean that psycho that was trending all month? I mean, as much as anyone, I guess. I don't like that we're not seeing his whole face right here.
It's very ominous.
I haven't been getting much out. I've been getting out much, but I'm sure everyone's on edge. A guy out like that out there. He shoots people through the heart, right? I really don't like this.
Carlos was the heartbreak killer, just innocent of this specific murder. Could be. The police have kept the victim's appearances far away from any upstanding news sources. So unless he was already following the murders, Carlos wouldn't notice any resemblance to his girlfriend.
I mean, she was shot in the chest, but that's just... that doesn't mean anything, does it?
If he's this slow on the uptake, it's going to be a real shock when those officers walk in here and accuse him of being a serial killer. I'll just have to squash that theory as quickly and definitively as possible.
Close enough. Welcome back. I didn't, didn't realize you could smoke in here.
A cigarette in like a coffee cup. Oh no, what are you doing, Morgan? Technically, I can smoke wherever I want. For a fee.
I guess so.
Nervous? Don't be. I'm the one who's on the clock.
Right, I'm sure this isn't your first time doing this.
No, of course not. It will be my first homicide defense. I was gonna say. It'd be really funny if it actually was the first time. Oh no.
Oh.
Why does everyone always think the first time's so goddamn important? The ace to turn away, yep. Hey, cheer up! I've got relevant experience in other areas.
Oh. And, what areas are those?
You ever gamble, Carlos?
No, ma'am, I don't go anywhere near those loot boxes. Oh god, loot boxes.
I love that that's his default association with gambling.
No, ma'am, I'm broke. I won't touch that stuff. The god just took over the world.
Yep. I meant more like playing cards.
Oh. Well, no to that too. I've actually got pretty terrible luck.
I never would have guessed. Could have fooled me. Well, what I do is a lot like poker, Carlos. Are we gonna learn the gambling mechanics now?
Oh my gosh, it
Poker's
really
nice,
is Phoenix,
because
right?
Even if you're dealt nothing but crap all night long, you can still win. Which makes things pretty fun.
Okay, so, you have a good poker face.
I like to think so.
And you're lucky. Oh, are you
Only
lucky?
when the stakes are high.
So, in this metaphor, we're playing poker. And the state's the dealer.
If only. No, the state's more like the house.
Uh-oh. You mean like the house always wins?
Yes. They're very good at it. Winning, I mean. That's why they're up there and we're down here. That's why they're the house.
So what do we do?
We play the cards we're dealt as best we can. Win more hands than we lose. Keep it up, and eventually, someone will come over and tap the dealer on the shoulder and whisper something in their ear. And then we'll be politely asked to leave. Wow.
That doesn't sound very triumphant.
The house always wins. So our definition of victory is more like, don't lose.
Thanks, Morgan. But I guess I was more asking like, what should I say?
Just leave all the talking to me.
So that's the strategy. What's up?
You know there's a saying about gamblers with strategies? Yo, ready to confess yet? 'Cause I already woke up the DA. Already? She must be new. The district attorneys have final say on whether or not a case is brought to trial. Only fair, since they're the ones who end up having to actually prove the damn thing. Most of them prefer simple guilty pleas over long, protracted trials. And they all dislike having their time wasted. Yeah, we were just about to learn about gamblers with strategies. Unfortunately, then, you'll have to call them back. Because my client is not guilty. And frankly, I'm not even sure you have enough to hold him here.
Right. What she said.
Carlos. Zip it. We do the talking, remember? You've got a weird sense of humor, counselor. Different generations, I guess. Before my time, kind of thing. I'm very serious when it comes to defending a man's innocence, detective.
Counselor, we have your client's written confession.
His written confession. Let's start there.
Okay, well...
We'll be happy to.
She's so ready to fight. I love her.
Yeah. It's already known and agreed upon. Public knowledge for every player at the table. It's pretty simple, counselor. Real paint by numbers stuff. See, we found a note at his apartment with his fingerprints on it, apologizing for how he hurt them all so bad. How are you planning on spinning that? Those are the facts. Before we get into gameplay, let's review our stuff real quick. Dead sizable. Poor guy. Okay, fidget tubbies. Fragile, yeah. So far, this seems pretty straightforward. Those are the facts. But I've been building up my hand all night. And now I've got the weapons to answer anything they try and throw at me. I wonder if it's just going to be this confrontation and we're not actually going to get a trial segment. I mean, this is sort of kind of trial-ish, but it's like pre-trial.
Yeah, I'd say this is like a glimpse.
Yeah. Maybe we don't get an actual trial until episode 1. My client did write that note, and it was an apology. But not for murder. He was apologizing for... Yeah. Okay, so we got... He wrote a confession, yeah. I guess the debris. He was simply apologizing for this. The hell is that? I found myself asking that exact same question.
What are we even looking at here? Something from the crime scene?
This diagram of the room, it's created from data you captured, right? And also the freaking sound is out of sync again. Why does it keep doing that?
Pure non-GMO augmented reality crime scene data. Yep.
What's non-GMO?
Not much these days.
You joker. Notice anything out of place? Sorry. Yeah, the whole room's full of busted shit. It's the scene of a murder. Full of busted shit, for sure. But I was more referring to the unidentified ceramic debris found on the western side of the room. The hell is that?
Ceramic debris, huh? Must be from the vase that got tossed.
No, that thing is solid as heck. Actually, that's not possible.
Oh?
Because that vase... It's not possible for that debris to come from the vase. That vase is still pristine. How is that?
How is that possible?
He's shocked too. Did you not know that vase was made of, like, indestructible material? Game, hello?
The lady at the garage sale told me that it was so old and delicate. Oh no. Damn it! The one time I try and thrift shop on my own.
Well, so what? What does it even matter?
If the vase doesn't have a scratch on it.
Then the debris must have come from somewhere else. That debris is what my client wrote that apology over. You're saying that confession was his apology for not vacuuming? I am. Because that pile of rubble is all that remains of the victim's collection of Figibob.
Fidget tubbies.
What he said. I love that the music just cut in and then out. Amazing. Mr. Flat broke the victim's ceramic figures by accident. And this impassioned note to self was just his attempt at scripting out an apology.
Can you prove that?
No, but you can't prove otherwise. We're taking this seriously? As much as I wish we weren't. We're all in agreement that my client wrote that note. And we can all plainly see that there's ceramic debris at the crime scene. Now, since it couldn't have come from the vase, it must have come from the collectibles and those things. I love that. Simple, right? The hell are you on about? The entire room was trashed, as the arcs clearly shows. Those fidget tubbies must have gotten pulverized during the struggle, too. You really gonna claim he sat down to write an apology for breaking her toys after gunning her down? Not a bad train of thought. I can do better. No, those collectibles were destroyed much earlier than that. And there's proof. Huh. I actually don't know what the proof for that is.
Yeah, I was like, what? Dusty.
Yes, so
oh.
He told us that he had taken it off after destroying those, and he didn't have it on at the time.
Is it dusty because of the? It says it's a dusty fidget tubby.
Maybe. I mean, maybe
Slayer.
we see the remains on the arm. Closer look at the rental you took into custody. Huh? One swipe of your finger should show exactly how devastating it was to the fickle bunny ecosystem. I love how
We got it.
calling it funny things. It's Fidget tubbies. Do you have some?
Oh, she definitely has
Whatever.
some.
You did take it into
Blood.
custody. Blood, yeah. I'm sure your text found ceramic debris on it, yes.
Now that you mention
Breaks
it.
the visual hair Edgeworth. Fine, whatever. He broke them with his arm. While he was killing her. Happy? Overjoyed, because...
Because even a cheap arm's got an operating system that logged the last time it was worn, right?
Nice. I was wondering how we were gonna get that, but yeah, if it's logged in the arm.
See, I happened to spot a footnote in the lab report. Said that the rental hadn't been used since the AM.
Whose side are you on, old man?
It's gotten pretty late, Sunshine. Just trying to save us all some time where I can.
Like, they're not prosecutors. Why are they invested in proving him? Well, okay, I guess we did establish that because they really need to catch the Heartbreak Killer, or at least
Yeah, I mean, London's also the most grounded and the experienced one, so he's just trying to follow what Morgan's trying to throw down, right?
yeah. It's just that they are personally invested in proving him guilty, even though they're not the prosecution. But like the department is putting pressure on them to put the Heartbreak Killer behind bars, so they really want it to be him. Well, thank you for your service. Well, thank you for your service. I love when they do that. It's so funny. Are you seriously buying this crap? Just look at how scrawled, how panicked that note is. You expect me to believe he was that upset over a fidget tubby collection? One that hasn't even been graded? Oh my god! She knows all of the deeds!
I know what you are.
This is beautiful. Setting aside Detective Ray's surprising depth of knowledge when it comes to collectibles, you're correct. They held no real monetary value. It would be odd for Carlos to be so shaken over their loss. But so what? So what? After all, that's not panic you're seeing on that page. No, the only reason that note looks the way it does is because Carlos is right-handed. Because Carlos is right-handed.
Yeah, I am. Did they not know that?
Even the defendant is judging you now for not knowing how to do your job.
Shouldn't that be on my permanent record or something?
So the reason why that note looks like an asylum looks like asylum wall scribbles is just because he had to use his left hand to write it.
I tend to think better writing than typing. and I need to get used to using my left anyway. I just thought it'd be good practice. He's so frank. I love him.
Yeah.
Taken out of account alongside the ceramics.
Your slam dunk confession is looking about as watertight as a fishnet. Okay, fine. Forget about the confession. Congratulations, counselor. You've established that your client's remorseless. Now let's get back to the reality of the situation. Here are the facts. Game. You found your client at the scene of the crime, wearing a coat covered in the victim's blood, right next to a big old goddamn gun that just so happened to have his fingerprints on it. That's right, that coat is... What? Are you gonna claim it's not his? That he actually wears an extra small? She's trying to bait me. Her typical low-key fashion. The arguments flow, you won't always have a stronger hand. Sometimes the best you can do is hold your tongue and avoid overcommitting. Okay. She must have something. She must have something. No sense playing into it. Something you'd like to ask me, Detective? I'm just curious. What'll it be next? You're gonna tell me he actually wears an extra small?
Whoa.
Okay. So it looks like we don't even have the option to raise, but yeah. Makes sense.
This is so cool.
Gee, Carlos, do you?
No?
Yeah. Sure there's no evil twin you've forgotten to mention. No, I'm afraid not. Not even gonna go for a mysterious third party at the scene of the crime. I mean, yeah, there must have been someone else at the scene of the crime. Proof his innocence, I will need to get there eventually. But got there now, without hard evidence. So, the game is very obviously telling me to stay. Okay, so right now I think we can't.
I want to see fan art of Morgan and...
So let's follow the tutorial, I guess. The sound is out of sync again! Stop doing that! I have no evidence of a third person at this time. Damn right you don't. It's clear as day in the art. No evidence of anyone but Carlos being there that night. So keep dreaming. It was obvious she had something there. I wasn't gonna win that hand either way. But at least I didn't overstep and take any more damage than I had to. Interesting. We're not contesting any of that, Detective. My client freely admits to holding that gun. He picked it up in confusion after coming home to find a brutal crime scene. Which was not smart.
Hey!
But not illegal either. And that's all? What, you were hoping I would challenge you on everything? I'm not that dumb. He had her blood all over his clothes. Yes, he did.
Right.
You have those clothes on hand, by the way.
The lab finished with them a little while ago.
What are you getting at? It'll be easier to just show you. Would you mind getting them for me? You know what? Sure. I could use the fresh air. Stinks of bullshit in here anyway.
Damn. And here I thought the room smelled like...
Cigarettes?
Psst, Morgan! What are you doing? My coat's covered in her blood. I remember that much. So doesn't that, like, make me look really bad?
Sure, but we're not gonna lie about it. Just relax, Carlos.
I'm pretty sure that's impossible.
You're innocent. And that means that having more evidence will always help you, not hurt you.
Really?
Really? Not really. Plenty of innocent people in prison. People with bad luck. Or bad lawyers. Well, at least we only have one of the two. People shouldn't count on the truth to come out easy. More often than not, it takes coaxing.
What is it that reminded me of?
Alright, here it is. One bloodstained jacket, fresh from the lab. So what's your angle? Is it actually just hot sauce? No. That would be silly.
She actually thought it over.
So what the hell's your point? Hey. Sorry, just got thrown off by the turn of good fortune. What good fortune? You should thank the detective for bringing you your jacket, Carlos. She's just proving your innocence. My client was arrested wearing this coat. He would have been wearing it at the time of the murder. But only the victim's blood on it, we know, died when she was shot in the heart. By a gun that happens to be an old world, re-tagging firearm. Hand. And so this coat proves that he couldn't have been the shooter.
Are we able to look at the jacket?
Not the coat. Maybe this is important? That there would have been
No
other
other details.
marks left?
Oh wait, he's right-handed, right?
Yeah.
But there's
on
blood on
the-
his left hand?
On the colored picture, it looks like there's like more marks on the gun that don't really show up here. But maybe that's just like a stylistic thing.
Like, can we look at that jacket again?
Yeah. It's hard to see detail in this picture though.
But his left
It is
sleeve
weird
is the
that
one
it's like
that's
on the bottom of his sleeve though. Like how would that have gotten there?
Yeah, that would mean it would... Because she was shot in the chest, she fell back.
Yeah. Is there a gas leak in here? In what world does that make any sense? Sense happens to be key here. I just need to draw their attention to what they can.
It would have to be C, right? Because...
Wait, why are there two entries for flat coat? Okay, here we go. The coat that was the suspect was wearing when taken into custody. Initial. Oh no. No, this is the same.
Yeah, well no, it's different. But this one is talking about that the blood is on the left sleeve.
Yeah.
God, this music's so good.
Smell on the coat. Feel on the coat. Well, what you can see is kind of the most obvious one. We don't have any indication right now that there is any kind of
Right.
smell or whatever on the code. But maybe we're expecting there to be something. I have no idea.
No, I think it's just that the fact that the blood isn't on the right sleeve where you would expect it.
Although I think messing up here wouldn't be a huge deal anyway. Guess we'll try C? Just tell me what you see. I see a coat with a lot of dead woman blood on it. And you? Okay. That was not
Oh,
it.
did we mess up?
That's not gonna work. The truth is plainly there, but this isn't the kind of detail you can see with the naked eye. No. The no other details stands out to me. But like, what detail would we expect to be there if he was the shooter?
Gunpowder?
Yeah, I don't know. Would it get on the coat? Doesn't seem likely to me, but
Is
not
there-
like I know anything about guns. Should I look at the other evidence presented on the table? Oh, yeah, good point. Okay, Flat's coat, autopsy, and revolver. Okay, so we've looked at the coat and the revolver, so let's take a look at the autopsy.
There's some handwriting at the bottom, same handwriting as ballistics match too.
Confused. Yeah, I don't really see anything that could be it.
Wait.
Maybe one of these two.
I don't know. It feels like that would be wrong, because, like, why would we want to touch the coat like that? No?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably smell, but I'm not sure what it would be. I mean, I don't know. Would it make sense for, like, the smell of gunpowder or something to be on the coat? I have no idea. But, like, it...
Does the revolver say anything about the smell? Maybe? Like,
no.
What's the ARCS data say again? That's the one I didn't get to read very well. Okay. Following notes. Victim was shot from the room doorway. No unexpected DNA present. No unexpected crumbs. Fingerprints present. Okay, that doesn't really tell us anything about the jacket.
Like, it does look like there's some kind of something splattered on the revolver. Hard to say though. And also you can kind of see that the coat is like torn here, I think? I don't know. I'm gonna try to go with smell. I don't have like a specific theory though. I guess we have to try something at some point. Just do me one favor, detective. Tell me what you smell. I don't smell anything except dried blood. Exactly. The coat smells like blood, but it doesn't smell of...
Cigarette. That's what I've been smelling.
Yes, Detective London. I was smoking earlier. Could you rejoin the conversation?
I've been listening. You wanted me to smell the jacket.
If you would.
Let's see. Huh. It made me pink. No gunpowder. Oh, there
So
it
that
is.
was it. It's freaking out of sync again. Stop doing that. What? What about gunpowder? Oh, don't blame yourself for not noticing. This was before your time. Can't be more than a few years older than me. But not before your partners, it seems. It's just like, are you calling me old? See, gunpowder's weak by today's standards, but it's still volatile stuff. Hard to store, prone to misfiring. And when it goes bang, it leaves behind an awful lot of evidence. Hell is she talking about, London?
Modern firearms, like the ones we carry, use electricity, magnetism, even air pressure or sound waves. They got more accuracy, more firepower, less recoil, less noise. And they don't leave behind any residue.
Gunpowder residue. You talked my ear off about how difficult it is tracking down a gun that doesn't leave digital traces. But a revolver like this one? It'd leave gunpowder on the skin of whoever fired it for days. So then his coat. If you don't trust your noses, you can check the lab reports. I think if they had found any gunpowder on my client or his clothes, they'd have taken the time to highlight it. Well, whatever. That just means he washed off after shooting her, or he changed his clothes. I feel like there wasn't that much time. Like,
No.
even if he had washed his clothes, it wouldn't have had time to dry.
Also, I think gunpowder is pretty, like, sticky. Like, it's very difficult to get rid of.
That's not impossible. But it would be pretty pointless. Huh? His jacket and his left hand were blood-soaked when your officers found him. Would he really go through all the effort to get rid of something as subtle as gunpowder residue? Just to get the victim's blood all over himself afterwards? In light of these details, I'd like to formally request that you reconsider the charges Mr. Flat is facing. As soon as possible.
Yeah, you... Whoa.
They're faltering now. Should topple over any moment. The letter was mostly icing on the cake for them. But that gun is all they had to link Carlos to any of the shootings. So if it looks like he never actually fired the gun, I'll admit things were a little dicey there at times. But once I was able to grasp the situation, smaller pieces fell into place easily enough. Not my cleanest work by far, but overall I'd say it's not over. Did she get a message? Is our attorney coming? Or not attorney, our prosecutor? Yeah, you did it! You solved the case!
Huh. Wait, did they actually manage to find it?
It? New evidence? Updated autopsy report? Something you'd like to share, Detective Reyes? You're good. Twisting the truth into knots, making the facts work for you. Thanks. But your luck just ran out. Because the net scrubbers found a cam active at the exact moment of the shooting. And right now, I'm staring at a photo of the killer. Oh gosh. Wanna bet? The photo of the shooter? If she had that, we wouldn't still be talking. But I doubt she's just pulling this out of her ass. She's got something from the scrubbers. She must have something. She must be bluffing. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. She really doesn't seem the type to be good at underhanded stuff. I feel like she
they
probably
definitely have
has
something, but it's probably not what she thinks, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I think it's something, but maybe not as strong as she's trying to imply. Like, I'm not entirely clear on what these options mean. I'm gonna, I think, go with she must have something. I'm not sure I follow, Detective. Didn't we establish that there was an optics blackout during the shooting? Sure, there was. But this isn't from optics. Huh. Good thing I held my tongue. Okay, so it sounds like I lost points, but probably less than I would have if I had, raised.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As I thought, the scrubbers must have managed to dig up something from outside the network. Which means... Party's over, counselor. Feast your eyes on this. There's no detail. We better get a better shot of that.
What's that?
Also, what is the time
What
on
is
that?
that?
Yeah, it's just about almost 9. It's like through
They're
some
literally
kind of
shooting with their
slit,
left
too.
hand.
Hmm. Well, okay, the quality's lacking. And yet, there it is. I managed to find a quarter needle of evidence in a whole city block of haystacks. What are the goddamn chances? No, with the scale their tools operate on. I guess the chances are, as always, in their favor. Right. This isn't good, but it's a far cry from the worst-case scenario I envisioned. You could even say I got lucky. Which means the stakes are... Well, it's a little bit...
Blurry.
Don't look at me. I didn't take the damn thing. Technically, no one took it. It looks like at the time of the shooting, a neighbor was on their phone.
Probably venting about how crazy the couple across the way was acting.
Well, at this point, it had been a while since their argument. It had gone quiet.
But if their phone was on, its camera would be on. Well, if their phone was on...
Yikes. And so we managed to get this shot through the window. Where to begin? Far away, unfocused, ultra low resolution, zoomed in, blurred, color shifted. It's so compressed, it looks like it's from another century. There are tools that could enhance this image any further, and I could count the pixels on one hand. And you could kiss its admissibility in court goodbye. You can't honestly claim that you can identify my client from this image. And there's no way in hell you could get this past a judge.
Yeah, you're probably right. We couldn't. But I think I know a DA that could.
Uh-oh.
Either way, doesn't seem like your client's leaving this police station anytime soon. That photo. What the hell is happening to me?
Think I know a DA that could? Don't be so modest, old man. We have photo evidence of a left-handed shooter standing in the hallway at the same time the whole neighborhood heard a gunshot. Your only proof is that he's left-handed? Also...
Say that again, but slow.
I was thinking it might have been... can we take a look at the evidence? I was thinking it could have been in a mirror, even. But then the clock would be wrong, right? Because the shooting was at 9.
It's weird that it's like flashing, there's like light behind, right? I'm not crazy, right? Like, our client is right-handed. How do we forget this fact?
I mean, he's right-handed, but he didn't have a right hand at the time, so by necessity, he would have been shooting with his left hand.
Oh, I guess that's what they're trying to go down.
And who do we know who had their left-hand fingerprints all over that gun? You're referring to my client. You think? We've established that he wasn't wearing his modded arm at all tonight. So he must have shot with his left. Yes, and we've also established that he's weak with his left side. left side that had no gunpowder whatsoever.
Forensics will never be that perfect, counselor. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes we take a walk through the rain, and when you finally get to where you're going, you somehow end up dry.
What are you talking about?
But that doesn't mean it didn't rain. All of which is to say, before judge or jury, photographic evidence outweighs a failed sniff test.
Carlos is innocent. I know he is. That's surprisingly... What's the word? Like, she seems more like the type to doubt everyone. I'm surprised she's that confident in him. Like, obviously it's her job to prove him innocent, but...
I feel like it's coming from the sense of like, nah, y'all are stupid.
Yeah, basically.
I'm about to dunk on everybody here.
That photo shows a left-handed shooter. Carlos is innocent. That photo is real. If both are true, then that means that photo doesn't show what it appears to show. So if the photo was, like, taken through a mirror, that would mean the clock must have been moved. Right? Because the clock did say 9.
I would have to look at the photo again.
Oh? At a loss for words? Never. I'm just confused about one thing. Where was this photo taken from exactly?
Exactly? Positional data usually is only accurate to the nearest public router. If we did de-anon the phone's owner and ask them where.
I'd bother with any of that. Ballistics and common sense tells us the perp shot from the room's doorway. The front entrance of the apartment faces to the south. There's a hallway that runs back to the bedroom. Okay, so what do we see there? Is this the open doorway? Okay, no. They say the front entrance faces to the south, so that's here. Oh, here's the doorway. So there's the doorway. They would have been shooting this way. This is the window that the shot would have been taken from. So either it was shot... Would this have gotten in the way if it was shot this way? So either it was shot this way, or if it was shot this way.
Yeah, I think that mirror is going to come into play.
Although, I'm not sure that really makes a difference. I think there's another window here. Oh, I think that's gonna be the thing. I think they're gonna try to argue that it was shot through here. But it was actually shot through a mirror like that. Something like that? We're looking straight at the shooter, so it's pretty obvious that this was taken across the north window. Yeah, so that's what they're saying, but this is also a possibility. It could be the west window. But I'm not sure why that would make a difference. But I guess we'll figure it out as we go. From the north. If this is from the north, then why can we clearly see the... Oh, because if it was from the north, the view probably would have been blocked by the window? Or by the mirror? It's not that complicated. The neighbor who got the shot must live on the other side of the street. So we're looking into the bedroom from the north window. If she's wrong, I should seize the opportunity to start turning the tide. Okay, so this one is probably raised. So let me fix this freaking sound again. Why does it keep doing that? I'm afraid that's simply not possible, Detective. This photo has to have been taken from the west. What kind of bluff is that supposed to be? The good detectives are misinformed here, and I need to take advantage of it. Time to press the initiative. The hell do you mean this was taken from the west? The autopsy tells us the victim was shot from the doorway. The officer's ARCS data tells us the precise location of everything in the room at the time they arrived. But now your photo has shown us the exact moment of the shooting. And... Now raise the ante on hand up to the current max. Answer wrong and you'll lose more credit. Answer correctly. And you can bank up more credit for trickier hands down the line. Ooh. And altogether, that tells us that this photo must have been taken through the west window. As long as you consider... Yeah, the mirror was upright. I think it has to be that. So wait, can we... You want to just go for max? I think we can go for max.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mirror was upright.
All in, baby.
Just take one look at the clock in that photo. Wait, I thought the clock looked correct, actually. I was confused why it was correct.
Wait, was that only 3 chips?
Yeah, well, we upped it from 1 to 3. What did I want to look at? Oh, the photograph. Well, in that picture, it's really hard to see anything. But it does look like it's a minute or two till 9.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, it would have been just past 3, right? Which doesn't make much sense. The clock? What about it?
The clock, huh?
Seems like London's got an idea. Morgan, I'm going all in, baby. Slowly shoves 3 chips forward while everyone stares. It's true. I guess we didn't go all in, we just went the maximum currently allowed bet, which was 3. I wonder if at some point it'll let us go all in. If he's mistaken, I could pounce on it to keep my tempo high.
This photo was taken right before the shooting, so... Wait, don't tell me the time of death is wrong.
Wait, what time did Carlos get back?
Wasn't it 9?
To the apartment? Well, because we heard about... We have some, like... What about this? When did that happen? Because it couldn't have happened at 3, right? That's way too late. Like, we heard about this case around 3. When did the police get there? When did Carlos
10 minutes
get
after.
there? Oh, yeah, yeah. Did it say? When should it say what? Whoops. Ah, no. I want to go back to the evidence. Or is there something elsewhere? I don't think it would be in the profiles or anything. I think we need to go back to evidence. What do we know about the timeline? You would think they have the technology to accurately determine the time of death. And you would think this photograph probably also has a timestamp on it.
Only we need to poke holes in the story, not the game.
I would assume this time of death, 9 p.m., comes from, like, actually examining her body and determining... Like,
Time of death was 9.
I would trust that, given that, you know, they have presumably sufficiently advanced technology to determine that with some accuracy. Huh. Like, it's not possible that the actual time of death was 3 a.m., right? Because, like, that's kind of what the mirror flip would imply, but that seems completely wrong, judging by our evidence. I think it's more likely that someone messed with the clock. Yeah, I would say the time of death is correct. I think it's more likely that that the clock was messed with.
Yeah.
But they would have had to know, like, it would have had to be a deliberate setup. They would have had to move it with the knowledge that someone would take a picture of it. Fancy map. Where's the updated?
I'm pretty sure we got that information about, like, the order of
Where's
events.
the clock?
I just don't remember.
Question. So I think this is the mirror? Or, no, wait, where's the mirror?
That looks like the mirror. The clock is right next to it. Are we able to look at the
right of the mirror? And where was it in the photograph? It's hard to say. But yeah, my guess would be that the time of death is correct. And also the game was kind of hinting at it, that, like, if he's wrong, we should make sure to press him on it. So I think I'll go with that. That's a good question, Detective London. But the answer is no. The autopsy, the clock, and the neighbors all agree. The time of death was 9 p.m.
Right. No mistaking that.
And then what the hell were you on about? There's a clock on the wall in this photo. Analog style. And it reads 9 o'clock. 9 p.m., the time of the shooting. The hell's so special about that? Nothing. There's nothing odd about the time the clock reads, but... Do you remember there being a clock in the room? What?
Actually... I don't recall there being a clock.
That makes sense. You wouldn't recall seeing a clock. Because when the police secured the scene, the clock had already been knocked onto the floor. And the only clock in that room is in the northeastern corner. And my client has informed me that before the crime, it was hung up on the eastern wall. mouse acting up. Is that the clock over there lying behind the mirror? That looks vaguely clock-ish. And that would be the northeastern corner. They're saying it had originally been hung up on the eastern wall, but in the photo, we saw it on the southeastern wall. Or rather, the southern wall, I guess. Like so. Return of the art. What the hell is that supposed to be? An artistic rendition.
It's, very distinct.
You had information on how the crime scene was before the shooting. Why didn't you just add that to the arts? And show you my hand? It's because discovery law compels us to share info. Doesn't mean we have to play fair, detective.
She pulled the reverse autopsy report.
Yep. I'll do that now. And the important thing is, if that clock was on the eastern wall before the shooting occurred,
then this photo must be looking through the western window to see it.
Except it's not it. Yeah, that's right. So this, this rectangle here, I was assuming it was just the door frame, but it could be the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't explain the time on the clock, though. That doesn't quite match up, though, because if this scribbled in thing is the mirror, then it looks like the clock would be to the right of it. I don't know. Don't start getting ahead of yourself. The victim was shot at 9 p.m. The same time that this photo was taken of the shooter. But you want to claim that clock's still on the eastern wall when it would have been knocked down during the fighting. You've got your logic backwards, detective. Your precious photo shows that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And there's one other piece of evidence that proves exactly how the cards fell. Okay, yeah, no, this is the glass. Shards fell onto victims. Yeah. Shards? What about them? Nothing much, really. Only that they're on top of the victim's body. And not under it. The glass fell on top of the victim's body. That would mean that she was dead on the ground before the room got trashed. But that's...
But that doesn't make any sense.
Was that a doggy noise?
Yeah, they one of them's trying to... Why would anyone trash the room afterwards?
It's a good question, Carlos. Luckily, it's the detectives who have to delve into the minds of the criminally insane, not us. You tell me, detectives, were there any signs of a struggle at the other crime scenes?
Other crime scenes?
We still haven't broken it to him.
No, nothing like that. See, I knew it. I called it. I was already like, I don't think there was a... The MOs are similar here. Those attacks would have been over in a matter of seconds.
So what did you think when you saw the mess in the bedroom? That this was personal, and things had gotten complicated. Shit happens. Shit does happen, Detective. But in this case, it seems there's been a general misconception about the order in which shit happened. So what if the room didn't get tossed over until afterwards? He still shot her. We have a photo right here. And I'm glad you do, Detective. Because that photo proves my client's innocence. Huh? Proving that it wasn't my client who pulled the trigger is difficult. And maybe more importantly for all of us, time-consuming. Thanks to your photo, I can instead prove that it couldn't have been my client who pulled the trigger. Oh, that's right, because if it's mirrored, then it's with his right hand. Because the man in that photo can't possibly be Carlos. Like Pellet can. The glass shards prove that the room was pristine at the time of the shooting. And we know that until the room was tossed, that clock was on the eastern wall. Which means that this photo of the shooter was taken from the west. Back to this shit. That's impossible. The only hallway in that apartment runs from north to south. The only person with prints on that gun is your client. Oh, there's multiple in there. And the only fact that matters is that he used it to murder 6 innocent people. You're a very honest person, Detective. Excuse me. That's why you're such a shitty gambler. You've played your cards too early, and now I can steal the pot right out from under you. You're right about the hallway's orientation. You're right about the prints. And this HK figure has claimed 6 lives. But we aren't looking at the hallway in that photo. What? What we're seeing is... We gotta go max again. Ooh, all the way. It's what, 5? Mirror. Those things. It is a little bit finicky to pick these. You have to, like, get it exactly on. Mirror. What is that? You trying the glass shards again? Sort of. By the way, do you recall where those glass shards came from? Yeah, sure. They came from a standing mirror. A mirror that, at the time of the shooting, stood across the room from the western window. But then, that would mean...
From that angle, from that viewpoint,
it would reflect the hallway. So we're not seeing a shooter with a gun in their left hand. We're seeing a killer take aim with their right arm. And, as we all know, my client hasn't had a working right arm in a number of weeks. And he hasn't worn his rental since this morning. So I meant what I said about that photo. I'm glad that it was recovered. Because it just proved that my client couldn't possibly have committed this crime. I am still confused about the clock, though. I hope we get into that.
yeah, the clock would also be reversed.
Yeah. Or no. Okay, no. I think we also mentioned that it's... The mirror is just this portion here. The clock isn't in the mirror. The clock is just a regular clock. Okay. I was just overcomplicating things. That solves everything, then. That should be the end of it. Except... Except it looks like Detective Reyes really is a novice gambler. She doesn't know when she's lost. Some cost has got its teeth in her now, clawing up her spine, whispering wounded pride in her ear. It's actually a question in the FAQ about the clock. Yeah, I guess a lot of people get confused about that. It's a cold sweat, hot palms kind of fever. The impotent, irrational fury of losing something you thought was guaranteed yours. But lucky for you, Detective, I'm well versed in shock therapy. Oh gosh. You look dissatisfied, Detective Reyes. It's one word for it. And allow me to put a nice bow on everything for you. In summary. Ooh. Are we really wrapping this up? My client's so-called confession was just a note to self. The police found him in shock, kneeling at the death of his girlfriend. They arrested him for being next to a gun he forensically couldn't have fired. I love all these Morgans. To being confronted with these facts, he received photographic evidence of the exact moment of the shooting. And instead of utilizing said photo to track down the real killer, he tried to claim it depicted my client. A man without the requisite limb, standing in an architecturally impossible hallway. That's... Could have had a backup arm. Could have stolen one. A little stubbornness can be charming. This kind of desperation is ugly. It's getting late. Time to bare my fangs. A bit. That's the best you got. Even a bare bones prosthetic off the black market needs to be attuned to an individual's nervous system. You'd have to bring it to a clinic, which would have left a record on his shoulder OS. A record you won't find. And he'd still have to somehow have gotten rid of it before the police arrived. The SOP at the scene of a violent crime calls for full spectrum scanning of the entire building and 100 meters around it, minimum. So where, Detective Reyes, did he manage to hide a cybernetic arm from your drones in the time between the shooting and his arrest? Well. Oh. Any objections? Detective? God. Damn. It! We did it, guys! We won!
Yippee! Oh, show me your hand, Flat. You're uncuffing me? In light of the evidence, we have no reason to hold you.
Now I gotta go call the DA. And tell her I made a mistake.
Not we made a mistake, huh? Listen, kid. You should know.
Detective?
Lost my train of thought. But hey, your attorney's a real tiger, and she just fought like hell for you. Make sure to thank her properly. Public defense doesn't pay that well.
I mean, if you're implying he should pay her extra, I don't know if he really has much.
It's pro bono. Yeah.
Kind of you to say, Detective. But my work is its own reward.
Sure. I feel exactly the same, counselor. But what happens now?
I'll have to speak with the DA about the dismissal. And there's still some paperwork we'll need to go through. But basically, you're free to go. Are we actually going to win a case without having to find the real killer? So I was actually wondering about that, because like it seemed like the Heartbreak Killer was too big of a deal to wrap up in just a tutorial case. So I was wondering if we were actually going to catch the real one, but it seems like we're not, which is interesting. Congrats! You get to leave the casino with your kneecaps intact.
Yay? But what do I do? What am I supposed to do?
The detectives will continue their investigation.
Their investigation into Heartbreak, huh?
Yes. When the authorities are satisfied with their examination of the body, she'll be handed over to the next of kin. And then you can make funeral arrangements.
No, that's not what I... Diane being gone is bad enough. But a serial killer? It's like she died of the flu. It doesn't happen anymore. Oh, well, that's an interesting little lore drop.
Yeah. People die of the flu all the time, but he just doesn't know.
Never.
Poor guy. I know what you mean.
I can't make sense of it. So what am I supposed to do?
Well, if I know. There are some contacts I could give you. Oh, dang. Services, professionals, doctors.
No, you've done more than enough for me. When you got here, I was too tired to even defend myself, to try and convince them that I didn't. You saved me. Thank you.
You're welcome, Carlos. But it's my job to...
No, I mean, thank you for not asking. For not asking if I killed her.
Oh. Oh, Carlos. I didn't need to ask. I knew you were innocent from the start. Of course he was. After all...
She's not reading the allegation.
The blood's always different. Heart's always in the same place. Easy to find. Hard to miss. But the blood's always different. A flowering stain, unfurling towards an invisible sun. A perfectly unique bloom, only one for each of us. Rorschach test with a singular, universal meaning. Vitality at its climax. Bursting forth into a red fractal consisting solely of an infinite the end. But the comical thud of a body hitting the floor has its own kind of lowbrow appeal. Holy shit, what?
Oh, I can't believe it! I thought we were memeing about this, and now it's real!
What?
Yay, we did it!
Bullet number 6 of 6. gun's empty.
You know, I was a little bit wondering, because this game is very much advertised as, like, super, super toxic. I'm like, Morgan doesn't seem that bad. Like, she's a little bit sassy, but she's fine. Well,
I mean, if you really think about it, she does a lot of things very, like, old, like, analog, like, with the smoking, or, like, with the, what was it? Like, she knew about, like, the gunpowder and yada yada.
yeah.
Or, like, even just writing instead of taking notes.
Morgan literally smokes just to cover up the gunpowder smell. That would absolutely make sense.
Yeah.
Bullet number 6 of 6. The gun's empty. It's useless to me now. May as well leave it. Feels like a waste, but
Also, we did mention at some point that, for the killer to know about the optics blackouts, they could be in law enforcement.
whatever. Finding the ammo was almost enough of a hassle to outweigh the advantages. I could sell an untagged gun for a fair bit of cash. But cash can't buy you peace of mind. Oh, don't look so surprised, lady.
Who is she talking to?
That scared me a little.
Looking around in the dark in here, must have only been able to see my silhouette.
Is she talking to the victim? To Diane?
Did she think I was her boyfriend, back for an encore of that enthralling conversation? Can't ask her now?
I guess you be a fake voice.
Yeah, did you hear that?
These old pieces are so goddamn loud. And people aren't even familiar enough with the sound anymore to know to run the other way. Probably roused half the neighborhood. I didn't see anything I could use as even a partial suppressor on the way in. Could they really not afford some throw pillows? I used the other 5 bullets in outdoor spaces, in small spheres of blind opportunity that the city's eyes couldn't think to pierce. Cramped places, usually full of trash. This room, as cheap as it looks, is at least clean, organized even. So the corpse adds a certain satisfying contrast. Except... shit on the floor. By the window, there are broken pieces of something fragile and tacky. It's fine. It's just one thing out of place. Actually, it's not fine. It's actually really irritating. Pick over this stupid goddamn mirror. 5 perfect crime scenes. Each of them not a speck of evidence. Nothing to go on. The final shot, there just has to be some pile of shit in the corner ruining everything. Pick the wall. Something falls from it. Probably more tasteless bullshit. I toss over the chair, knock the urn, tear into the sheets with my frustration and try to savor the shredding. If it can't be clean, I'll just have to lean into the messy angle. At least it will be consistent.
Oh, she really crazy.
This was all so stupid. Honestly, I'm not the ego-driven type. In fact, I pride myself on my humility. Now, was it satisfying when the first 3 went down with single shots? Yes. But so what? I'm not made of stone. After that, I did start to actively aim for the heart, but... ugh. Heartbreak killer. Really? Don't people have anything better to do with their time?
I love women's wrongs. That does seem to be the vibe of the game.
We can't fix
Kind
her.
of miserable, lifeless voyeurs would obsess over something that's none of their business. All of the threads and breakdowns and the goddamn theory crafting. And all for the heartbreak killer. Sounds like a soap opera villain from a season where the writers were on strike. I feel insulted by the label, but no, that's someone else's name. They came up with it. Does she have a name for herself? They spread it. They marketed it. Heartbreak's got nothing to do with me. It's just some reclusive, lonely, socially impotent loser who shot 6 people because... And why did she go for that particular profile? Well, I'm sure people will come up with something. But he got rejected one too many times, or whatever. Me, I killed those people because I saw them and I wanted to. But I've killed a lot more than just 6. At least the room is thoroughly trashed now. If I had just walked away after seeing that mess by the window, it would have irritated me to no end. And now that it doesn't match the MO of the last 5 perfectly, it'll irritate the cops to no end instead. Good riddance, heartbreak. You enjoy your 15 minutes in the spotlight. Really savor it. I'm going home. The air is weighty tonight. Thick. Energized. Heavily foreshadowed summer rain I can feel on every hair. They call this kind of humidity oppressive, but I disagree. Warm tension on your skin, like in those short moments just after the shower turns off and the steam lingers. Yeah, always most comfortable right afterwards. Maybe there's no disagreement to be had. Oppressive things can be comforting, too. Only the guilty ones run. I don't know about that. But I know I've never felt guilty about any of this. And I walk.
Sorry, using my left is still...
That's okay. You can just initial in those spots. I took a scenic route home, courtesy of our fine city's sprawling public transportation, and got in a bit after 11 p.m. Had myself a thorough shower, drank a glass of milk, did some stretching. Made sure my phone was on. Time went by evenly. Around 1:40 a.m., a posting for public defender work came up. Decent rate, since it was so late and so urgent.
Is she literally just making work for herself? She just gets money for this.
I had wagered, correctly, that the boyfriend would have enough sense to ask for a lawyer. And even enough debt that he'd need to be provided one. All I had to do was stay awake. Check your phone. Yeah, I'll check the phone. It's fine. Wasn't much competition after 1 in the morning.
Okay, where else?
Here and here. How did I phrase it earlier? Criminal defense attorneys aren't exactly flush with customers. Why wouldn't I take on a job where I already knew more than the cops? It would have been easy to convince Carlos to plead out. I would have gotten paid the same, too. But easy is dangerous. Carlos was, of course, innocent, so his conviction would never be airtight. There would be doubts, questions, appeals, maybe even fans, depending on his looks. More attention on HK and his crimes. More headaches. A cold case rotting in the very far back of public's awareness, a It's always preferable to an open one and one open and shut in haste. Now, with no more murders matching HK's MO, there won't be any additional public pressure to find a culprit. Now, Heartbreak can just starve to death, out of sight and mind, like any other fluke in the system. Almost done. Getting involved with the case this intimately does have its risks. Hell, I might have even overdone things here or there. Like lighting up a smoke inside an interrogation room, just to make doubly sure I didn't still smell of gunpowder myself. That London fellow seemed more fixated on it than I would have liked.
He wants to bet the next case starts with a copycat? That would be fun.
But obviously, everything turned out rosy. And it's worth it for the finality of it all. Seeing the authorities' failings from the best seat in the house, that's just a bonus.
Thanks again, Morgan, for everything. I'm sure. Oh, can't read this line with a straight face. I'm sure Diane is grateful too.
Oh, ouch. This poor guy.
No,
I feel so bad for
my
him.
baby boy. He doesn't know.
Funny.
I didn't even know her name.
Okay, here, let's take a look at her stuff real quick. How to start gambling, how to bet sports on phone. Oh, there she is.
Yeah. Criminal defense attorney likes high places, gambling, guns, noisy people, mod, headphones, batting cages. Mop with tofu is a solid dish. Cannot carry a tune.
Interesting. Alright, is that everything, I guess?
Are we the baddies?
Something the matter?
No, sorry, it's just... I was mad when I left the apartment. I know she was too. So when she died...
Death was instantaneous, Carlos. I can't imagine that she was in any pain. In fact, I can guarantee she was dead before she hit the ground.
No, I know, but...
Do you like the implicit difference, the difference implicit between criminal defense attorney and criminal defense attorney? Did it actually say that on her thing? Oh my god,
catch
that's
that. That
so
was cool.
funny! I didn't even notice! That's so good! So good.
Wait, does it change? Because
Yeah,
now
there's
at the
separate
bottom it says
profiles
drink
for Morgan
whiskey.
and Heartbreak, and they're totally different.
Oh. Oh my god.
So good. Beautiful.
But I kept thinking that she must have died angry at me. That she must have died hating me.
Are we gonna do the Ace Attorney thing where we have one, like, wrap-up piece of evidence? I mean, my guess would be the medicine that she was, like...
Yeah, it would be the
holding.
medicine.
To tell you the truth, Carlos, there's something I've been wondering about myself.
What is it?
Something I noticed in the ARC's data that I didn't quite understand. A piece of the puzzle I couldn't fit in anywhere else. But maybe you can make sense of it.
Oh. And it's literally just given to us.
What is this? Where did you find that?
The pill organizer was found on the victim. She had it grasped in her hand when she died. Obviously, the police added it to the arts, but it was quickly ruled irrelevant. Seems like it contained triprexazone, prescribed to help modders with phantom itches. They're small tablets, and those are tricky clasps, too, for a pill organizer. Oh, is she, like, opening it for him? Because he has trouble with his...
Maybe like refilling it?
Handle with an unsteady hand. No one will ever know what she was feeling when she died. Even if they did, feelings are complicated. You can feel angry, happy, and sad all at the same time. But as far as facts are concerned, it would appear that when she died, what she was doing was setting out your medications for the week. Oh, I feel so sad.
I'm so torn.
To my eyes, anyway. Can we just give Carlos a hug? He doesn't deserve any of this. Long night. I was too far just now. Practically rubbing it in his face. Not like I care about his feelings. I doubt I'll ever even see him again. But overstepping like that is pure hubris. I wonder if that could have some kind of repercussions down the line.
It's such a fascinating, like, twist, because our actions are not from a good person.
Yep.
Hubris invites a downfall. So why? Why did I even bother? Why did you? It was the last piece of the puzzle, I suppose.
Carlos will remember this.
I just need to show more restraint next time.
That'll be up to us, I suppose. I don't know, I kind of want to keep doing it.
Will there won't be a next time for heartbreak? The gun's in custody. There's no more bullets left. There won't be a seventh victim. There won't be any more leads to pursue. The media will move on to their next obsession. I'll move on to my next MO. And no one will ever... go for it, Kogi.
Found you.
District Attorney Rockford.
Sorry, can I try that again? I'm so fried.
By all means.
That's such a good portrait.
It looks so cute. Counselor Morgan. Morning, noon, or night, you're always so put together.
Thank you.
I don't get it. How do you sleep at night?
She is so onto us.
Does she know? Does she have the critical information?
Pardon?
You do white noise aromatherapy?
She's doing that thing where she says things that are like hints, but then plays it off as totally something innocent. But she totally knows.
Whatever you're doing, I need to steal it. God, I must have bags under my eyes dark enough for the dumpsters.
District Attorney Emma Rockford. She's a prosecutor, a lawyer who argues for the state in court, trying to prove a defendant's guilt.
She's totally gonna be our opponent in the next case. Morgan, you were monologuing for like 5 whole minutes. I don't know how you haven't been caught.
And despite her sometimes unkempt appearance, she's probably the sharpest person to fill the position in decades. I should know. since I haven't beaten her once.
Oh. Ace Attorney likes to throw around the, like, this prosecutor's never been defeated, but this is, like, coming from the protagonist's mouth. Like, I have never beaten her.
Worse yet, she has the remarkable ability to compartmentalize all that adversarial energy and only bring it out in the courtroom. It's part of what makes her good at her job. And hard for me to read.
Should I buy a new mattress?
What have they got you doing at this ungodly hour, Emma?
Thanks,
Likes
Benedict.
coffee.
Idols of Monstars, cat person. Cute.
Oh well. Actually, I'm here for you.
Me?
Your client was a suspect in the Heartbreak killings. That's my case. I love that glasses glint.
Well then, you must have been relieved, finding out that you won't have to go to trial against me.
No. Why would I be worried about going up against you?
Brutal.
Oof.
The unintended barbs with her.
I'm not sure they're unintended. Maybe she's just good at playing dumb.
So you're working with those detectives?
What's getting here is she's gender swapped L. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
she's
definitely what
playing
she's
it
giving.
blunt. Like, yeah, London and the new girl, Reyes. They've been reporting to me in preparation for trial.
Preparation for trial? That seems ambitious.
I guess they gave you the rundown? They've been doing everything they can, but it's hard to catch a killer who lives behind so little.
It's hard to kill while leaving so little behind. So Ray's told you that they had HK in custody and you popped out of bed all excited to run down here?
Hardly. I haven't slept in 40 hours.
You thought this was just Yuri Ace Attorney? Fools! It is also Yuri Death Note. Yeah, it's definitely giving the Death Note right now. That's so good.
Too much on my mind. So when I heard about a case with a single female victim shot through the heart, yeah, my ears perked up. But that's about all.
Oh.
I mean, Carlos Flat, a serial killer?
I'm wondering how much more is like left of this case, because I feel like we really need to wrap things up soon, but there's probably not enough to go for a second episode, so I think we might just have to go late today.
Yeah, it's weird that we're like in this conflict now. I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
it.
like I expected to kind of end after the confrontation with the detective, but I guess let's just hope that we can wrap things up quickly.
The same serial killer that outsmarted the state for weeks?
He's not using his middle name.
He was found with the murder weapon.
Also with the brown hair and brown eyes, is Emma the target of Morgan's display's serial killer frustrations? I could totally see that actually.
Oh yeah,
I was
didn't
wondering
even like
about
clarify
that.
that. That's true.
That's so funny. Emma is Morgan's type. Yeah.
Oh my god, is this Yuri?
I think it is canonically Yuri, so I guess we'll see.
They're roommates.
But The devs have posted a version of the Death Note graph with one character in each quadrant. I don't know what the Death Note graph is. I don't think I've heard of that. But yeah, interesting.
I can answer that any number of ways. Wait, what are we answering exactly? Oh, are we trying to argue for why it could have been him?
That's weird.
Wait, what? Hang on, let's do the log a second. Yeah, I think we're trying to argue for why it could be now. See what she said again. I'm not entirely understanding what we're trying to answer. I guess could have been flat. There's blood on sleeve, no gunpowder. I don't get it. I guess for this, we could argue that it was actually taken from the other window, and it was showing the hallway, but the clock had been moved. I feel like this is probably the weakest. I'm gonna try it, but I'm not confident. I don't know, do you have any other thoughts, Cookie?
Can I see the other one real quick?
So we have rental arm. We have the
No.
photo, and we have the code.
Mhm. It's definitely not the rental.
I think I would probably go with the photo.
Yeah, because I mean, if she hadn't figured out about the mirror, then it would have been a slam dunk, I feel.
That may be true, but
But then I glanced at the report.
I wonder if it even mattered what we did here. I feel like she's kind of going to win this either way.
You glanced at it?
No gunpowder residue on him or his clothes. Oh yeah, she's
Right.
definitely different right now.
She already figured this all out way faster than we could have, huh? It's a fake choice. You always
She's
do.
locking
Okay,
in.
makes sense.
Too remorseful, too apologetic in that note. Whatever it was about. His dominant arm, modded, with documented sensitivity issues. Never could have made that made shots that clean.
Oh, they're setting her up as like such an obstacle. Oh, this is great. She's a badass, huh?
Not without getting close enough to leave scorch marks. Not to mention, he's too tall for the ballistics entry angles. Oh wow, she's coming
Ooh.
at all angles.
Yeah, we didn't even look at that.
And probably too heavy to not leave imprints.
She got all of that from a glance.
But I'm sure a competent lawyer like yourself pointed out all of that the minute you walked in there.
Of course. Worst part is, she's not even being sarcastic.
Yeah, of course, it couldn't have been him. Long-term relationship, physically imposing, argumentative, so not the type to bottle things up. He didn't match the profile.
Profile?
Yeah, Right, sorry, you've probably never heard of it.
Oh, is it gonna be eerily accurate to Morgan?
I know what a goddamn profile is.
It's gonna have like a... What is it? Like a photo stand-in, and it's just Morgan.
Yeah.
I
Remember I had a date? Oh my god, stop.
Trying to get your date profile just right can be a full-time job. Let Valentine take the reins.
Stop. I wonder if at some point we're gonna have the option to upgrade to a premium account and get better results in our phone, because that would be hilarious.
Like New Game Plus. A profile is a reconstruction of a criminal psychology based on evidence from their crimes. Kind of fallen out of fashion over the last few decades. Not much need to guess about why when 99 times out of 100 the who is caught on camera.
Or before they even leave the house.
I've had to find some real fossils and oddballs to get advice on how to go about it. But I think I'm getting the hang of it.
So this profiling, it's some kind of investigative technique?
The theory is that a crime can tell you something about the nature of the person who's committing it. Stabbing? Overkill. Points to passion, rage, lust, and they probably knew their victim. Poisoning guns, meanwhile, suggests that they can't overpower their victims physically. And then there's the things you can assume about nearly all serial offenders. Childhood trauma, prior criminal records, few or no meaningful attachments. There's a lot of recurring themes in their stories.
The detectives say HK doesn't leave evidence. So how much can his crimes possibly tell you?
I mean, I think the fact that he doesn't leave evidence can tell you a lot.
That he's diligent. Almost perfect. Highly intelligent, painstakingly organized. And with enough criminal connections to get his hands on an untagged firearm.
It's rare to see her this animated outside the courtroom. It's almost like she's enjoying herself. A sheltered house cat who's picked up the scent of a mouse for the first time.
A lone wolf, educated, but
All her playfully lethal instincts coming to life.
probably overqualified or undervalued.
Though I'm not thrilled about the fact that in that metaphor I would be the...
Know what I mean?
Definitely!
And considering the marksmanship,
The detective said that HK would have needed insider information on optics. But does that mean heartbreaks in law enforcement?
never in a 10 billion years.
Is she lying, though?
Oh,
Well, antisocial, independent, despises authority.
That sounds legit. Maybe she actually isn't onto us.
That'd be like a stallion applying for a job on a merry-go-round. They'd be kicking kids in the head after the first full rotation.
Right. That's exactly how I'd put it.
There must be some connection to the police, though. Maybe secondary or tertiary? These types can't help but insert themselves. Oh, she's close.
Insert themselves? I do not do anything even resembling that. Wait, if HK's not a cop, how do they know about the blackout timing?
Crime meta statistics analysis, probably?
Pardon?
Take the emergency response times from across the city and map them out. Look for brief spikes and delays charted out. Oh yeah, chart out the dips in. Sorry, technically I know. But all the resequent data is publicly available. With a map, a spreadsheet, a calculator, anyone could reverse engineer the timing if they wanted to.
That is such an unpleasant thought, Emma. Well, at least this heartbreak maniac will slow down now that he's lost his weapon.
He didn't lose it. He chose to leave it behind. That tells me he's confident he can do just fine without it. Oh, damn. And it makes me even more certain that these aren't his only kills.
Ooh. Were there other shootings with the same MO?
No, not that I found.
Other victims that fit the description?
No. But I'm not overly focused on the victim's appearance anyway. I mean, these 6 victims all look like each other. But they also look like a lot of people.
True.
Hell. They kind of look like me.
Do they?
So is Morgan doing it on purpose, or is she like just realizing like, oh shit?
This is so good. It's so tightly written. I love
It's
this
so good,
so
yeah.
much.
Yeah,
Sure,
you did get
what?
it, Luke.
You don't see it?
I hadn't thought about it.
Point is, no one can kill that cleanly when it's their first time. Getting things that perfect takes practice. So I know that HKs must have done a lot more than 6 occasions to practice, Morgan. And that's why I think heartbreak is a misnomer.
He's got something catchier in mind?
I just don't think shooting them in the heart has any particular significance. If anything, it's a testament to their accuracy, their cold-blooded efficiency. The best possible use of 6 untagged bullets. 6 kills guaranteed, no matter what kind of life support mods they were packing. Their real signature isn't the bullets or the gun. It's the perfection.
That's hard to wrap your head around.
I'm saying that these 6 murders were just a fluke, a slip-up. Uh-oh.
A mistake?
Exactly. A mistake. They got too clean, too efficient, and now they've got the public's attention. It's no wonder they're so pissed.
Where did she get that?
Are you talking about the crime scene?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably threw the detectives for a loop, right?
Based on what you've said, I don't blame them. Whoever trashed that room doesn't seem like the smooth operator you've been describing.
On the contrary.
I don't follow.
This was the last bullet. Their last shot. The other 5 were perfect. So if anything was out of place this time around, they must have thrown one hell of a temper tantrum.
You make them sound like a child.
Childish and cowardly and two-faced. Someone who hates to lose almost as much as they love to win.
Your profile tell you all that?
That? No. Part's just takes one to know one.
So, to summarize, you're looking for a cold-blooded, faceless, perfectionist killer who you think has no persistent MO or victim type.
In a city with an 8-digit population?
Well, good luck.
I don't need luck. I only need more information.
Well, I'm sure the city would be happy to provide you with more resources.
No, Morgan. I need more crime scenes.
Oof.
Oh.
Sad truth is, if Heartbreak walked away today, I'd never catch them.
Okay, so from the previous conversation, it does seem like she doesn't know that it's Morgan, but I don't know. If she knows that it's Morgan, this is a deliberate provocation. I could absolutely see that being the case. She's like, you could get away right now if you wanted to. It would be so easy.
If this is very similar to like Death Note, like Elle was already on top of Light from like day one.
I think it's possible that
she might have an inkling.
Yeah, she doesn't know for certain, but her intuition is telling her that something's up with Morgan, and she's gonna press this topic just in case, just to see if
She
saying
literally
that
said
makes her act.
She literally said it takes one to know one. I think she's already mapped like they're either very similar or they're the same person.
Well, I think in the takes one to know one, she was saying that they're similar to her, not that they're similar to Morgan. Kind of setting up a parallel between them, that they're both this like obsessed with gambling and winning.
Only way my net narrows is if they keep piling up bodies.
Yeah, I think this has to be a challenge. Yeah, exactly.
Not a very fair trade, is it?
No, it isn't. But getting screwed over is a given. It's a deal with the devil.
Fair enough.
Okay. That rant was pretty morbid and detailed. I need to get out more, or sleep more. Or sleep less, but harder. You think a higher thread count would help?
Don't worry about it. I'm always happy to listen to you ramble. It's a lot more pleasant than having to face you in the courtroom.
Sorry, but that's the adversarial process. So no hard feelings, yeah?
No hard feelings. We're both just doing what we do.
Hmm? I could use a cup of coffee. How about you? Don't tempt me.
If you fall asleep face first onto the table, I won't even take a picture.
Okay. Just don't expect us to make a difference next time we're at each other's throats.
Heartbreak won't claim any more victims. In 2 weeks, the media will have moved on to the next sensation. And the police will have moved on to cases they actually stand a chance of closing. It's what people do. But Emma is
Whoa.
different. She'll set it aside and work a dozen other cases, never bringing it up. But a private corner of that frustratingly sharp mind of hers will continue to whittle away at it. Never finishing, but never quitting either. So I can't afford to take my eyes off of her. As long as that's the case, I may as well try to enjoy the view. There it is! Episode 0 end. ... I thought we were done. Which means you're gonna be living with my friend for a while?
For how long?
I'm sorry, I don't know. There's no need to look that upset over it.
My face barely moved.
It may as well have been a blatant pout from where I'm sitting. Yeah, like that.
This friend of yours, they are trustworthy?
Absolutely. Is it Morgan? In fact, I trust them more than anyone.
Oh no.
Hey, come on. It'll be fun.
Really?
Really. Educational, too. I think you could stand to learn a lot from someone like Morgan. Oh!
Ah, there it is.
Alright.
Nice.
Turn the auto on. There we go. Alright! Well, that's the end of episode 0.
Awesome.
That was a great ending. Oh, that was fun. It definitely
I still can't believe it.
Switched from Ace Attorney to Death Note real fast.
That's awesome. I was not expecting that twist. I think they were throwing crumbs, but I was like, no, right? No.
Yeah. I definitely considered it, like, sort of jokingly, but I did not expect it to actually do that. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I really am interested in learning more about, like, her motivations for doing that. Like, she says she just kind of does it for the hell of it, but how did she start doing this? What is her story?
I wonder if that's gonna be like the last case. You know how like in Ace Attorney, the last case always has
Yeah,
so much
maybe.
like lore relevant stuff that ties the whole thing
For
together.
this game, my understanding is that the episodes are very, well, episodic, that there isn't supposed to be much of a, much of an ongoing, like, overall narrative, but yeah, we'll see, I guess. I mean, obviously, they have to wrap up that stuff somehow.
I wonder how this story is gonna go. Like, will they catch her? Will
I think
she
it's gonna
get
be like
cornered?
Yeah, I think as far as the episodic format, it's gonna be like more or less unrelated cases, but like in the process, Emma is going to catch on to some sort of crumbs, just like by going head to head with Morgan. Although also she has to kill again at some point. And it has to be, yeah, I guess we'll see. You're the smartest person I know, Morgan. When it comes to people. Oh, okay, look. Auto,
Personally, I think it's
Oh,
cruel
do
to
you
bring
want
up something like that flawed into the world. You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene. I think I can guess what happens next.
That was my hope to get the next episode. I had to know what the fuck was gonna happen next. Yeah, it's definitely a good hook.
Oh yeah, your friend. Oh wait, am I friend? I've never stolen anything, and that wasn't already compromised. I forgot my friend voice.
And the company will have you set for life. And after, too. Oh.
Can't tell you how many musicians I've seen screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus.
That's not just a lawyer job thing. You dress like a doorman on the weekends, too.
Compared to determining fault, determining cause of death is like a breath of fresh air.
Is she the, like, coroner?
Company wheels don't stop spinning for anything.
We can hope to keep this quiet for very long. But it's a million times more likely than the alternative. That heartbreak could ever stop themselves from killing. Father said that you owed him.
I don't do anything out of the goodness of my heart. When I take a job, I never half-ass it.
Alright.
Didn't need all this extra hookage to get me hooked even more.
Yeah. What is this, actually?
There's more?
It's not, like, automatically going into the next episode, is it? Oh, no, it's just... Okay, results. Alright, how'd we do?
Ba-da-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum.
Congratulations! You finished episode 0 with 34 credit! You also unlocked concept art and bonus scenarios based on your highest score for episode 0. And on phone charms and case colors, okay. I guess we can take a quick look. It is very late and I do want to wrap up this stream soon, but let's just quickly take a look at some of this. Oh wow. Interesting.
How does that hair work?
That's so good. Evangeline Morgan, so
Those are
that's her full
nice.
name.
Ooh, I love the swagger in that step.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, it's adorable. Is that what her outfit looks like on the bottom there? That's like fancier than I was expecting. Like she's got all these bows and like the frills. Dang.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
Wait. Oh, there's a parallel between
Yeah,
both of them
it's
standing
really
at the
good.
door.
Hard fake. I hope that's not like a spoiler. Let's not look at these characters too much. Bonus scenarios, that sounds like something that's actually like playable, so let's not go into that. We can take a look at that later. I think for now, let's call it a day. All right. Well,
Nice.
that was episode 0. I guess we'll be back on Thursday, just jumping straight into episode 1, I suppose.
Yay! I'm hooked.
It's a cool game. That definitely took a left turn. I feel like with that context, the rest of the cases are just gonna have so much more tension built into them. Because like this was just kind of like a normal case, just doing our normal detective lawyering stuff, and then now that we have that extra knowledge, it's just going to change the way we look at all of the other like interactions, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cinema, yeah. That was pretty awesome. All right, well, I guess let's call it a day then, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.
See you guys on Thursday.
All right. Good night. I was trying to end the stream with my mouse. I forgot that my mouse was attached to here instead. All right. See you guys. Good night. Bye.